We did it, Rolly. We made it to another week. Woohoo!
We're here.
Every Friday I get a letter from the attorneys at Twitch saying, Miller! Like that. And every Tuesday we're back. We make it back. How you doing, buddy?
I'm not bad, my friend. How are you?
I'm pretty good. We're going to do, today's a crazy day on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you were here when we pointed in the direction. We were like, where should we go next? And we pointed straight in the direction of crazy. As you can see by all these .move files up above here, we're pointed crazy. We're going to build the craziest message box probably ever built in the world.
Awesome. I love when we take an incredibly simple concept and go all out.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. In fact, one of the things that's kind of interesting is actually, as I said that, I thought, what would be cool is if we had a Guinness Book of World Records kind of event for the craziest implementation of a message box. So somebody could build it using inner tubes, for example, and things like that. It's got to be able to have some
an old
steampunk
pieces. Message box, right?
Yeah. Now this is going to be a kind of a souped up message box. It's going to be better than the regular message box we're familiar with working with, that we're familiar with in terms of what it can handle. Let's spec it out. Let me tell you a little bit about what this thing is going to look like. Wait, I think I already talked about this. Hold on.
Getting a message mark from Design Patterns in the chat room that you sound digital. And when I switch the sound on in the live stream,
it is. I sound digital.
It's like we're both amped.
We both are amped. Give me a sec.
Okay, yours is better.
Well, I haven't done anything yet. So
maybe it's just me then.
Well, you sound good to me. Oh, man, this sound is such a struggle, I feel like. Okay, do I still sound digital, my friend? Do you like giving you enough sample and enough time? Check.
Okay. It's difficult because when I turn on this stream, it's actually quite a lot louder than I think possibly because of the overlapping of hearing both at the same time. So I'll ask again, also from the chat room, Design Patterns and anybody else, how is it sounding now? And is it me? Is it Mark? Or is it the effects? Or some combination thereof?
Sounds clippy. I think the fix to this is to restart the stream. Isn't it?
The Design Pattern says sounds better.
Oh, it sounds better.
Which is good.
So clippy means really jamming up against it. Let me just do. I'm gonna drop this down a bit. Check. That might be a key here. Right about there, maybe. According to my meters, it looks good, but I don't have a great way to monitor this. I've actually found what appears to be a bug in OBS that prevents me from actually truly monitoring everything that comes out. And so I'm like...
I'll say the background music is a fair bit higher on stream than it is for me. Whether that's the intention or not, I don't know.
Let me drop it down, see how that is. Nah, Mark is too quiet.
I am quite a bit louder than you are on stream as well.
And I'm too quiet. Check. My meters it looks like OBS is telling me that I'm right up approaching the red but not exceeding it, so I shouldn't be clipping at all.
Testing.
Every meter indicator I've got is showing that it's good. How's that? Sounds good to me now. Okay. Should we trust that, Coding Gorilla? Is that enough? Are you? Because you might be the kind of person who's like, I sound good now. I got confirmation. Sometimes people are like, oh, you know what? I don't want to be impolite. You sound okay. All right, in-game UI. I think cool. I built this on Friday. Do you recognize any of this?
I saw bits of that, but I saw bits of that because I was peeking when I wasn't involved.
Okay, no worries. So here's what we got.
Incidentally, for those who didn't see it, your other show on Saturday looked fantastic.
Oh, you liked it?
Yeah,
I thought it was
loved that.
pretty good. Campbell did a good job. That's our Kids Code show right here on the same channel. You got kids.
Mm-hmm.
Working and lurking with sound off. Okay, this guy funks. So I don't know how to pronounce S1UX 666. Sunix. Help me out if you have a preferred pronunciation there. S1. Let me know. Let me know what you like, and I'll try to commit that to memory. So we're talking about aspect ratio on Friday, like because you've got like different. The Saturday show was good. Sorry, I missed it. So you must have VOD'd it. It sounds like in order for you to
maybe
to conclude that it was good. I thought it was pretty good, and it's a great first show. Right for Campbell. I thought he did a great job. The guy's kind of an introspective kid, which I think is good in this kind of world, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was good. So aspect ratio changes depending on what the questions are, how much text is in the question, and what text is in the answers. And Sue, is that right? Wait, I was taken. Oh, Sue. So wait, is it? Am I pronouncing that correctly? First time here, by the way. I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing that SIUX. Am I pronouncing it Sioux? Like, isn't that Sioux Indian? Am I remembering?
I was going to say native American Indians of some variety.
I think that might be the same.
Sounds like.
It might be the same spelling. I'm not sure. Yes.
That's the spelling I would have imagined.
Okay,
yeah, cool.
Got it. All right, cool. Perfect. So, all right,
welcome,
excellent.
In any case.
It only takes 5 minutes, but welcome. We'll get better. Don't worry. Thanks, Sue. Appreciate that. So we're talking about building. So it's challenges. We want the UI to look like it's from Dungeons and Dragons. So we're going to have this scroll kind of
nice parchment effect.
Parchment fly up onto screen like it's being blown up in the wind. Then it's gonna kind of open up. There's going to be some text in it, and it's still going to kind of blow in the wind. And we'll be able to choose what's going on. So we've got some requirements up here. Present a limited number of choices. I also added a new one. I dreamt this in my sleep this morning, and it's specify min and max choices and alter behavior accordingly. And let me explain what I mean by that. So I can come in and say, I could say min is one choice and max is one choice, in which case it's a radio button scenario.
Yeah.
If I could say min is 1 and max is like maybe 3, then it's kind of like a checkbox, but it can only be 3. And so if we try to choose more than 3, then we need to, grab the attention of the user. The user being the dungeon master for the game. We need to be able to move the selection bar up and down, confirm selected choices. We need to be able to toggle the selection, but notice if the min and max choices are both 1, toggle selection if max is greater than 1, max choices is greater than 1. Otherwise, it's just going, if we move the bar, we're now selecting. It's a radio button. Does that make sense? Does that sense what I'm saying? You said yes? Does make sense, Rory? Okay, good.
I believe so.
Yeah, so that means we also need to be able to, if max, maybe let's do this. Let's create an entry. If max choices is greater than 1, then we have some special behavior. We need to be able to toggle. We need to be able to show focus. Okay, so the concept of focus is important, and we need to be able to toggle the selection on or off.
Yeah.
Right? But if it's equal, if max choices is equal to 1, then we have kind of a different behavior, which is going to be focus equals selection. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm saying. And
okay, I think maybe when we get into some visuals, this might be a little easier. But
yeah, we'll get some visuals. I'm actually going to get some visuals up here. Let me open up our monster asset builder solution, which has got inside of there the cropper. I just created this just before we started what the focus is going to look like. I'll show you my assets. This family show, so that only can be interpreted in the most positive, wholesome way.
It was a completely innocent phrase until you gave it context.
Sorry about that. So here we go. I've got a folder called in-game UI. I've got my scroll. This is the scroll. Isn't this gorgeous, Roy? How it's going to come up out of the...
Just like a rough million frames of animation, yeah?
It's 333. 333. It's a third of 1,000 is what this is. This baby's going to come up like this. I purposefully created an aspect ratio of square for this. Because if you got a square, it's the easiest to stretch with the littlest amount of distortion to make it wide and also narrow, because we're going to need maybe both aspect ratios, right? So I thought, well, let's get right in the middle, and then we'll have the smallest amount of distortion that we can. It's also pretty big. This is about 1,000 by 1,000 pixels.
Oh wow! Okay.
You know.
So there's not going to be a lot of stretching, is there?
No, there's going to be some stretching, but not a lot of distortion. You're not going to see a lot of distorted pixels. Then, Rory, check out what I got down here. Look at this.
It's got another 300 frames of shadow or something.
No, it's not quite shadow. It's the overlapping pieces of the scroll as it blows over.
This is the two layers.
Yeah.
Right. So this will go over the top of the text.
Exactly, to make it look
text
like
unfolding and being hidden by.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
very nice.
all part of the illusion. So this is me, right? You know.
This is the level of quality, people, that goes into producing, well, a message box in this case.
Karen is like behind my back. She's behind me, and she's like, 330 frames of animation? That's insane! I go, wait, that's just the back layer, honey. She's like, nah! That may or may not have happened. That may not have actually happened. All right, so there's my scroll. All right, I've got my selection indicator, which we burnt out last time. It's just some bit of the scroll on fire, and you can see here. You can see a little bit of the texture of the scroll in the background showing up there. We're just going to put that down. We can color shift this if we want to, but it's this ring. And then just moments ago, I built this super cool focus indicator, but we need to crop it. So I'm going to run the animation cropper on that thing. Grab the in-game UI, focus indicator, bring it in, and say crop. And then that's going to just run through. How many frames do I have in here? By the way, this started as 15 seconds of animation, and you'll be so proud of me. I got it down to about 3 seconds of animation. I was thinking I could do that. So part of what's also happening on the show is I am intentionally throwing as much as I can at my machine. I want to see how much it can take. So, that's what's going on. Okay.
Did you hear NVIDIA have all but released some new graphics cards in case you need them?
I know. I'm on it. I've already got. So speaking of which, I've dropped. So after Campbell did his show on Saturday, I thought maybe Campbell needs a new machine. He could take my machine, and then we could divert money that was going to go to making your deck to my machine. She's like, "That's insane! You're insane, Mark." That's what she said. It might have gone like that. Maybe not. All right. How are we doing? We're still cropping? Are we done? Looks like we're done. Hold on a second. All right. There we go. So this is the focus indicator. All right. This thing is going to mean you're in focus. This thing kind of sits inside the fire. If I did this correctly, I'm not sure if I did or not, to be honest. I don't remember looking at them both at the same time. But that's kind of what's going on there. So it's this kind of morphing kind of shape here. That's our focus indicator. So there you go. As I do this, you can kind of see it animate as I kind of scroll down and up through this, kind of like that, right? That's kind of what that's going to look like. Okay, so let's kind of help visualize these things right here. So maybe a new page that says, let's do this. And copy that. Let's just duplicate the slide, and then we'll say max choices greater than 1. And so this is going to be like select target, like that. And there's going to be the troll and the Fred. And maybe another one like this guy. Drop this down like that. And let's, can I just independently do this? Yeah, I can. All right, cool. So there's showing a different aspect ratio for it. And then this might be lady, and then let's go grab. Let's move this up, and then we want to grab our focus indicator. I'll throw that on there like that. That's going to shrink down like this, and then we also want our selection indicator, whether it's selected or not. Just grab that one and put that on here as well. And so what can happen is you can get a scenario that looks like this, right?
So the blue piece is kind of like your caret or your cursor. You're moving that around.
Yes.
This is where the action takes place if you hit the right keys.
Yes.
So you move up, it goes up. You move down, it goes down. You hit maybe spacebar or something similar, and it actively toggles that item on. So what we see here is that you've previously been next to the troll and have toggled it on.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Whereas you have not yet been anywhere else.
Yeah.
Now, I guess that the focus indicator is going to be rendered slightly smaller than the other indicator, so that, as you say, one will sit within the other. So if it so happens that you have selected the one you're on, you'll see one with the other around the edge.
Yeah, it'll look like that.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes. So when we start this, when there are 3 items, will you inherently have the focus indicator present on the first item?
Yes.
Ready to select it?
I will.
No selection indicators
I will.
so far?
I will.
Okay.
So let's do this. Let's look at. You know what? Let's. I think I want to do this in a kind of column-like kind of, so we can see both at the same time and look at the difference and discuss them. If max choices is equal to 1, like that, then it's going to look slightly different. Let's move this over to the left a little bit, and let me take this too and resize this to fit there. Now take all of this, drag it over here, and this one's going to be this is going to be like break concentration. Like that. We're going to drop that font down like this, break concentration, and so this is going to be a simple yes or no, like this. And I'm not entirely, by the way, I'm really not into this color difference right here. I don't like this so much anymore. We're gonna have to solve that problem, I think. Let's see it in motion first, and then we'll fix that. All right, so break concentration, I got this, and this. This is gonna come up here now. This is going
So
to
when you say
like
max
this.
choices, you mean max simultaneous acceptable answers?
Yes, max answers is what I'm talking about. Right?
Okay.
So when we come into here, I'm still not sure about this, by the way. I kind of like this with a soft edge around it. I think I can actually do a soft edge here. Soft edge, right? Like that, maybe? I kind of like a soft edge, like there, just kind of indicating it's a landing place right there. So, so with break concentration, I think it's going to look like this, and then if we move it down, this is going to come down here like this. The whole thing is going to go, is what I think.
Sure, that would make sense. So I've got an interesting question then. If we're on our multiple choices, you're going to be, I don't know if you've figured specific key combinations for this, but there's clearly up and down in some fashion.
And toggle.
And toggle.
That's it.
Okay. But you need confirm.
Yes, there's 2 more buttons
as well
to confirm. There's no keys that are driving this. This whole thing
you
is
don't need confirm in break concentration because toggle is potential. Well, maybe
no,
you do.
You don't have toggle though. Toggle does nothing in break concentration.
Okay.
When max choice is 1, so you're gonna. This is your UI. Your UI is going to be buttons on the Stream Deck. So that's what's going on there. By the way, I saw like this really kind of strange thing happened to me this morning. I was like on my phone, and all of a sudden I hear voices coming out of my phone, like somebody's talking to me. And I'm like, what's going on? And I investigated, and it is a video. Somehow got played in another tab in Safari. Just started playing.
Okay.
And I was like, that's weird. And I went to it, and it was a video about this haptics array. And I was like, that's kind of cool. Let me go bring that up a second here. Haptics array video, I suppose. I forget what it's called. Shoot, I'm not seeing it here. Let me see if I can find it on my phone. Give me a second here, because it was super cool technology, And I was thinking, maybe that's something we want to play with on the show.
Nobody show him a nuclear reactor.
What's that?
Say.
What's that you're saying? What's that? Ultra Leap is what it's called. All right, let's take a look at that. See if we can bring that up. Ultra Leap. Haptics. That's probably one word right here. There it is. Sweet. What we got here? What you got? You gonna give me something? Come on, just show me. No, this is just, you're just wasting my time almost. Give me the cool demo. All right, that's not it. What do we got? Oh man, I'm kind of slightly. Wait, maybe over here in videos. This might be it. Is this it? No. This is the no. That's not what I want. The haptics. I think we're going to go back. This is one of the two devices. Right here. Oh yeah, this is it. This is the video I was watching. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Kind of cool. Okay. Those are all ultrasonic transducers on the board. For at least this one. The other one is a mystery. I'm not sure what technology it's using. It may be the same, but it allows you to have actually incredible, more precise version of this right here.
Okay. And so, but what is the thing you just said so knowledgeably about?
So here, watch it. So check it out. They're filling this with oil. Now look, see what's on the screen here? The oil is being displaced in the same pattern. It's basically using sound waves that we can't hear to send essentially a force field out into space, so it feels like there's something there, right? So in a virtual reality world, I can reach out and feel like I'm almost touching or feeling the click, as I may hear the sound of the click as well, right? So from the standpoint of simulating reality, it's super interesting technology. I kind of like the design too. It looks cool. Here, look at this. See that? It's a shape being animated in air.
Essentially, you can imagine.
Look here. Look on the left. Wait. Sorry. Go. Wow. Look on the left. Look at the left. See that? See that? They're doing that. Sorry. What did you want to say, Rory?
Well, I'm saying this is the kind of thing where you can imagine a future version of this, where, as I say, you've got the VR headset on, and you reach out into space in front of you, and there is pressure back onto your hand from something that you are virtually touching that isn't actually there. These days you have to have some kind of special gloves that effectively push into your hand from the inside or something like that. This, if taken far enough, would not require that effectively. Yeah,
it's kind of cool. It's super cool technology. I love it. I love smart people doing smart things, and anyway, that looks neat. Anyway, I saw that this morning, and it was like, weird, but it happened. So I'm not sure. The other option we can do for this one, let me just duplicate this, because I think it is that we take away the selection indicator. Oops, that's, which one is that? The front one? Okay. I want to wait, that's not what I wanted. Why am I getting that? Oh, is it because it's on top? I see. Okay. Let's do this. Take this, bring to front. Get rid of this in the back, and then we just have this. This we might do for this. I'm actually liking this.
That makes sense. It actually flows from the first one as well, because in the first example, the max choice is greater than 1. You have an independently movable piece. This is your focus element. And in the case of multi-selecting, you have to have something to indicate the selection, which is our orange piece.
Yeah.
But in the second instance, we only need to locate the one we care about, the singular item, and accept that. So that whilst you might argue there could be an orange piece that would temporarily be in place at the moment of selection, you would at that point hide the whole UI anyway, because you've done your selection. So it's kind of a wasted step.
Yeah. No, I like it. I like the simplicity of this better. I like the look of this. I definitely am going to have to fix this color contrast. It's not working for me at all. These have to be essentially the same hue. But I think we're ready. We've got it. Also, I think this is important. I've decided this is really important to show these kind of targets here. So they kind of imply that I can move up or down. These show me where my choices are in terms of the question. Okay, so that's what we're going to build, something like that. Let me show what I feel like we're just jumping right over. Is there any other review pieces in here I want to look at? Okay, 3 things I was going to do to solve the aspect ratio challenge. Scale the width or height of the background image, definitely going to do that. Scale the title text to fit, definitely going to do that. I'm going to center the title text as well. So those are the things I'm going to do to solve this, right? So what else? Signal our commands. We've got an in-game UI command and an in-game UI response. I think I've added both of these on Friday, but nothing is being sent here and here. Okay. The other prep piece I did just this morning. Looks like, let me close down the creature cropper, close down a monster asset builder. The other piece I did just this morning was in our overlays, I added the messagebox.js.
Yep.
And that's in, where's that? There it is right there. And it's a big fat empty file. But I put links in it to all the other main apps, and I rebuilt because this has been notoriously difficult to do while we're streaming, because this app is what we're doing, is running on the stream right now.
Yeah.
So looks like my there we go. Things got moved up a little bit. Just fix that. Okay. Message box. The next question is where do we want to put this message box? And my thoughts are, I think I'm going to put it on the front game. I think last show I said I was going to stick it in the back overlay behind the players. And then I'm thinking the front. Am I going to go back to the back again? I think I'm going to go back to the back. We can always move it. But,
well, that's true.
But it's, let's do it in the back, because I think I wanted to see dice on top of it. We can always clear the dice, and the players can move their heads if it was blocking anything. But I kind of didn't want it to block the players' faces. The other piece there's another piece of this, is that when this thing comes up, it's if we just start it right here, and when we say we scale it, right, and it animates itself up, right? So you're seeing this animation right here as it comes up.
Indeed.
Right? It stops like, I don't know, about 100, 200 pixels above the floor, right? But based on its final aspect ratio scaling and where the players' heads are, we might want it to stop much higher. So what happens is, basically starting at about frame 819, right here, that's when we can actually start to move it into position. See what's happening? Because up to that point, it's like cropped off at the bottom. Do you see what I'm saying, Rory? So there's there's that aspect as well, because we want to get it above the players' heads. So that's something we're going to have to figure out and work on as well. The other component is we don't want to show the text until we get to what frame? Probably well, actually we can tell what frame by looking at the front. Where does the front start? Frame 24. So frame 24, when we hit that, that's when we can start fading in the text.
Okay.
Okay, so that means if we go up here and we look at frame 24, right about there. That's what it's going to look like. So it's just at the end of the open, right? Right about there. That's when we fade in the text. At that point, we can fade it in safely and see it. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right. I guess we're going to start with the basics here of inside. We'll create a class inside our message box. Message box. We need to give it some methods in here. We need a method called draw, and that's going to take some context stuff. I'll figure that out later. And we need another method in here called update. Whoops, where's it? Update. And we need a method called load resources. All right. Message message box. And we need a method that's going to be routed over to it from our connection.typescript file over here. In-game UI command. Okay, so here, look at this. I wrote active back game. So yeah, we're going to keep with that. So we go to the active back game, go in here, and now at this point we need to basically have our message box here, instance, like this. So message box of type, wait, am I doing this right? Yeah, I always have to remind myself what language am I writing code in today.
Oh, indeed.
And then I want to come in here and say this dot message box dot execute command and pass in the command data like that. Then we're going to need that method. Okay, so we have that method in there. We need to create a new instance of the message box. Let's move this up to the top. Constructor, fine, we'll do it here. This dot message box equals new message box, like that. How much you want to bet we're going to need to pass it ourselves and our sound manager? I think we're going to need both of those. It's going to need to be able to play sounds because as I move things up and down,
yep,
I want to do that.
Definitely want that.
And I don't know, are we going to need to know anything about the game itself? I think maybe not. We won't, actually. So we're just going to come in here and we'll pass only the sound manager there, the Dragon Back Sounds, which is a sound manager. Okay, so let's go into this. This is going to be sound manager of type sound manager. Like that. Then I come down here and say this dot sound manager is equal to sound manager, like that. Then I'm going to declare that. Okay, and I'm going to do that so all my stuff is lining up like I want to. I'm going to take this, move it down. I like to have my constructors. Execute command, load resources. I'm going to actually put execute command down at the bottom. Update before draw. Right there. I'm just using CodeRush's smart cut. I just put the caret here and I cut, and it takes the whole method. I just hit the cut key. Okay, let's go find update and draw and make sure those are taken care of. Sprinkles. I bet if I tabbed index reference on sprinkles. Keys, do I have them in my pocket? I have someone asking. Oh, I do. Look at that. Okay, draw sprinkles. That's kind of what I'm looking at. I want these are the parameters. That's what I needed to know right there. Let's go back over to message box. So my draw is going to take those two parameters right there.
Yep.
And let's go find the draw.
I like what you've done with the methods in the message box class. You've effectively arranged them in chronological order for their sort of first instancing. So you're sort of thinking, right, at the start, I'm going to load my resources. Yeah. Then I'm going to do some form of update. Then I'm going to do some kind of drawing. And after the fact, I'm going to have some kind of a command execution, which might well go and affect the state, and then we repeat. But it allows the mind to think from top to bottom in this particular scenario. It's quite good.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to throw it in here at this point. Passing in the timestamp to the update. So there's its parameter. And I may not need update. I'm just anticipating that's generally what we need when we're dealing with motion. Actually, no, I will. Because when we move up or down, I want to ease out and ease in, and that's going to require updating their position. So I will need that. There's the update. And then here in the update screen, which normally is called draw, I guess, but for whatever reason, it's update screen here. Let me just tab next reference here. Nope, it's update screen apparently in all through the hierarchy. Okay, so let me get back to where I was. Back to where I was, right there. Update screen. So the question is, where Do we want to draw it in the back game? And I'm going to argue that I want to...
in the front game right now.
Oh, thank you. There we go. Update screen. I want to draw it last in update screen.
Okay.
Well, not quite last. If we're going to show the frames per second, that's going to be on top. But right up here, I want to say this.messagebox.draw, and I want to pass in the context and the now in milliseconds. Like that. And I think I'm missing one, which is the load resources call. So we got to go find where we're loading our resources.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't see. By the way, thanks, Roy, for saving me there. You just, whenever you do those, you save me like, right, load resources. We're in the Dragon Back game. I really want the devs. I'm a little bit irritated. The devs have not added this feature that I asked for. In other words, if I'm here, I want Dragon Back game to be highlighted right now.
Yes.
I'm going to have a talk with my friends, my good friends, the devs. And then we're just going to call load resources in here. We'll just say this dot message box. Do I have a T dot template? I do. Look at that. I've been typing this forever. T dot. And I already had this on the clipboard. So anyway, but we're going to say load resources here, like that. Okay.
Yep.
So we've got that done. I'm going to copy this right here because we've got to load some sprites up, just as some sample code for me over here in our load resources. Let's tab to next reference on our load resources call right here, so we can just jump into that and start throwing in code like this. This is going to be, we need the scroll appear, like this. This is going to be a sprites. Let me just do this. I got a guy with like a weed whacker right outside my window, I think. Feels like it. Do you hear that, Rory?
I did not.
Oh, well, that's good.
Let's see if the stream... I think even less chance that those on the stream can hear it because the music is at a volume that definitely will probably obscure that. That's good.
All right, I'm dropping the music volume down. I'm like, I have got to solve the sound issues. I've got to become like a super expert in discerning what the heck is going on. Because I thought I had it, and I'm still seeing evidence that I don't have it. I don't have this at all. All right, so let's go in here. We need to go in. So we're going to in-game UI. That's one of my folders. Then the scroll. Then the scroll back. .333 frames we add. Animation style is, I think it's a loop. Is that right or no?
If it loops, will it not just go back to the start and continue? Is it not sequential stop? Or possibly...
maybe it's sequential.
Independent pieces, sequential.
Yeah, I need to come in and I need to say, what is it, the segment size? I need to figure out the segment size. And shoot, I don't have Adobe Premiere up. I've got to open it up to actually figure out that segment size.
So this is where we break down our large sequence into multiple pieces, some of which could be told to loop, some of which could be told just to play once, and then, well, I think effectively the opening will just play as a sequence, and then the being in existence will loop. Is that the way that works?
Yeah, kind of, exactly. So what I did is, this is the technique I use is I cut the sequence right at the point where we come in here, right? So, and I think that's similar. Is it? No, it's not. So the loop starts here, and that's at 30 frames plus 13, which is 43 frames. So there's something, I think there's a start offset or something like that. Is that what it's called? I'm just trying to remember this. Offset. Oh, come on. No offset in here. All right, let's do this. The segment size, let me just tab to next reference on segment size. Let me get a semicolon at the end, so at least in here, just so CodeRush can kind of, and Visual Studio can kind of work with this. Return frame index. That's what it's called. Okay, so return frame index is equal to 43. the segment size is then goes from 43. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Look at that. I just say frames and it just tells me the frame number. That's exactly what I want. Let's go out to that one. So we're 281 minus 43. I'm going to type that in here because guess who doesn't want to burn up some precious, there we go, 238. Some precious cognitive power on that. 238 right there. Okay, so there's my segment size, and it's going to return back to 43. And I think I just want to double check on this, that the other one we did for this, the sand, it says it's loop here. So it's loop, and then we at some point say play to end. Let me double check that with a few other sprites that we've got here that are using this. Loop, yep, same thing here. Yeah, it's loop is the style that we do. Okay.
Now, some of you might be listening to this going, what on earth are we on about? Well, we have this wonderful facility whereby we have a piece of video which ostensibly opens the parchment and curls the edges outwards to a kind of a flat plane on which you're going to see the text. So why wouldn't we just stop there is the obvious question. And the answer is that unlike several other pieces of animation, if you can imagine the corners of this can just kind of flap in the wind, right? It's just going to sit there with a sort of degree of, should we say, natural ambience. Okay, so it's not static at that point. It is, in theory, playing a loop where this small amount of movement is going on. So we're going to transition from a sequential piece into that loop, which will then play indefinitely whilst we have things on the screen.
Until it's time to take it down.
Indeed.
Taking it down might be is a little bit interesting because the this segment size here is let's divide that by 30. It's about 8 seconds long. Is that true? It's about 8 seconds long. The problem with that segment size is that if we are at the beginning of the segment, like I just make sure you guys can see this. So let me get out of the way. So let me move this. Actually, let me move this up a bit. Up here. No, don't do that. And let me stretch this out. So if we are by chance up here and the user says, hold on, I got to move something else over here to make sure you can see it. There we go. Okay, you can see that. So if we are around this point in the loop, right, and the user says, here's my choice, we have to wait 8 seconds for it to get to that ending loop animation. Okay,
right.
That's another problem we're gonna have to deal with, and there are like two thoughts I have on that. One is deal with the problem. Actually, I have 3 thoughts. Mm-hmm. 2, yeah, which is like, like you can do, because you could do this. You could have another special effect on the front, like fire or smoke or something for the whole scroll as it's disappearing, right? Yeah. As it's going down, right, or something like that, and sound effects. And 8 seconds is not too big of a deal, but it's kind of a big deal. So deal with it is one option. Another option is to change the frame rate, so it just barrels through this really fast until it gets to that ending frame and then goes out. Another one is to fade this one out and fade another one in that's on the ending animation, right? And that basically, in other words, just dissolves. It's like it dissolves to the end, is what I'm saying, right? So there's a couple different ways to do that, and we'll need to. That'll be a problem we'll need to solve. Okay, so let me close this down. We got the information we need for that, we need to set its origin. We don't need a name for this thing, but we need its origin. And let's open up one of these. And I'm going to set its origin as the very bottom center, which I can actually just calculate by looking at it, can't I? So it's going to be about, what is it, 497 is half of that. Okay, so the origin X is 497, and the origin Y is going to just be the height, which is 988. Okay. All right. So this is what we need for loading up the scroll up here. I really wish I could do this as an extract method. CodeRush a long time ago allowed you to do this, and then as we moved forward into different engines and stuff like that, we lost that. But that is really cool. That's a cool refactoring right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be able to take that. So I can't do it. So I'm just going to take this whole thing, and I'm going to say extract method, and I'm going to say this is going to be equal to. I'm renaming it here. Call it load scroll, and we're going to pass in the word back like that, and we're going to set that equal to that, and then we're going to say we want to do LSP, gives me one of these. Whoops, LSPS is the shortcut I want, and this is going to be my sprites, and we're going to say that's equal to this. In fact, that should be a constant, and then all of this goes like that, and then we're going to return that at the end, which means right up here we're going to return the sprites, and that's what that
so
looks
just
like.
Watching you do that, trying to think how I would go about doing that, do we not still have an introduce local replace all, which we could have targeted on the this.scroll up here, and then extract the result? Does that make sense?
We do not.
I don't know that it's.
We do not. Yeah. Well, Visual Studio in C# added essentially an introduce local. So we then correspondingly took it out of CodeRush. But there's nothing here inside of TypeScript. So yeah, we don't have that. Call this image name like this. Come down here. You know what? I don't think I spec this out. I'm not sure if I spec this out to dev or not. I'm going to make a quick pit stop here. We're going to report a feature request to the devs. All right, devs. I don't know if I've said this or not. I recall talking to Roy about it, but I don't know if I've actually made something for you. Here's what I want to do. I'm in a string in TypeScript. If I select that delimiter and then I change the delimiter like to that, I want its corresponding ending delimiter to change immediately. I want that feature.
Yeah.
That's my feature, kids. Let me just do this feature request. Change string delimiter. Maybe make this smart. Change string delimiter in ts/js. Okay, let me paste that in the chat room. Devs get a link and they can view it. Hey, devs, while you're here, hopefully they didn't stop listening. While you're here, kids, I really want, as I type something in here, like, I don't know, load resources, for example. So I've got, look, I type in load resources. I got a bunch of them. Let's say I want the one just in this file. I want message box to be bright here, higher contrast for the file that I'm in, anything found in this file. I've asked for this before, and I feel like I'm not getting it. It's taken too long, and I want us to prioritize that. So that's the second thing there, Rory. Maybe when that email comes through, say, listen just a little bit longer, because Mark has something he wants to say. Okay, and then now I want to come in here, and I want to take back, and I want to change this to image name. Like that. Okay, so now I've got load scroll back. So I'm going to call this scroll. I'm just going to call it scroll back, and then we're going to create another one called scroll front. Whoops. Like that. And then I'm going to come up here, duplicate this. There's my scroll front. All right, so I've just loaded both of those up. I kind of want in load resources, let's just do this. Let's add one right here. And we're going to add it at about halfway across the screen, which is 960 and 1080. So that's the bottom of the screen. And with all the code we've done, I think we're going to see it come in. Except for it's in a loop. Hold on. Let's change this to, just for a second, change it to sequential. So at least I just want to see if this is going to work. So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to take my dragon back game, because I would love to see this image coming up. And let me hit the refresh button on here just to force that. And let me get to another page where I can hit refresh on that. Good. But we didn't see anything. All right, let's go load it up inside of a browser and see if there are any error messages in it. Yeah, adding that. Oh wait, hold on. I see my problem. I think I want to. Do I want a sprite collection or not? No, I'm going to do these manually because I want to very specifically, explicitly control the draw order. So we're going to draw the back ones first, passing the context in the now. This is the now milliseconds.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to do the front, and we're going to draw that. And similarly, in our update, we're going to call update here, update positions, and do the same thing down here, update positions, and pass in the timestamp. Okay, now let's refresh again. Refresh cache. Oh! I didn't see it come up.
No, that was pretty quickly on screen.
And I didn't see it leave either.
No.
I wonder if I have to change it to loop. Let me change it to loop for a second. See if that makes any difference on the starting or stop. Let's refresh again. This guy Funk's got my lunch break going.
That was pretty immediately on screen again, and it's gone. And it's back.
That's a little bit...
So we're looping the entire sequence. The sequence, however, doesn't contain the first piece. It's an empty sequence. So you get... It's almost like start sequence, totally invisible. Middle sequence, start to finish. End sequence, gone. And then back to an invisible start sequence. So we're looping the three parts, but the first one of those has no actual frames.
Yeah. I'm not sure if this is going to help me or not. So we're adding this, and we're going to say play to end on expire. I don't understand. Let's make sure we say the starting frame index is 0. Just we'll explicitly say that too. Let's refresh that. I'm also wondering if we're missing the opening. Yep, that didn't work either. I think things are not as bad as they look, which I rarely ever say. I think that we are just missing like more code to finish it up and make it work. We need to get out of... to drop it down. I'm not worried about that. I'm also thinking that this add call is coming so soon that we're not actually getting to a point. I could do this. Here's maybe a better test. Added, set that equal to false. I want that F template to work there. I've got to spend some time on that. And then if not added, then we're going to come in here. Whoops, I want this dot added. Then I want to say do that. And then I want to set added to true. So now we're waiting a little bit more. And in other words, this might have it make a difference. Let's refresh it and see what happens. It seemed to have an effect.
Nah.
Nope. Okay. What am I missing? The sand. Let's go look at the sand on this. Wait, that's it? Okay, there's another play to end now option as well. Yeah, so we set play to end now at some particular point, and then it goes all the way to the end. What's going on though with? Let's go look at our ad for the hourglass sand and see what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Ad shifted here. Yeah, we're specifying the starting frame index is 0. I'm not sure if it's because we're starting it so soon that we're not seeing the opening. I still am theorizing that's the problem. Let's maybe try one more thing. Let's do this. Instead of doing this, let's say, hey, if scrollback dot sprites sprite proxies dot length equals 0.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to add one. So every time we've cleared that up, we're going to add one. We'll get rid of our added as a, and this will let us figure out if it's because we're trying it too soon. Because I really want to see this thing come up onto screen. I don't understand why we're not seeing that.
Yeah.
Should see it now. Oh, are we in a...
Huh? We're not looping anymore. Is this refresh working?
Yeah, no, I hit the refresh cache of current page.
But the code says sequential, and you're clearly getting it looping.
Yeah, no, I'm that feels like what's happening. I'm just hit it again. Refresh.
Is this the thing where you have to refresh in
well,
OBS?
It could also be... Yeah, okay, here's what I think is happening here. Let's stop that code. I'm going to clear that code off here. I think it's just coming back in and calling add again. It's not really looping.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so... but the question is, why don't I see that come up? All right, I'm not going to worry about it now, but we will have to hunt this down and find this. I'm going to keep going. That's, I think, my take on it.
Okay.
Okay.
That guy's really trying to compete with you, isn't he?
Do you hear it now?
Yeah. It's got to be. I think he's closer to the building. That's what it is.
Yeah, he's like about 10 feet away from me. I'm finding it incredibly annoying.
I think it's probably working fairly well on stream, though, because you are definitely very audible over the top of him. So it's, while still a problem for you, not so much for the rest of us.
Yeah. Okay. Why would I'm so like? Why wouldn't it draw the first part of that? I'm like so much. I want to like go. Wait. Well, what, are the images really here?
Let's sort of go over the obvious stuff. Let's explain again to ourselves how this is supposed to work. We have a string of images which represent the export of a video. we have predetermined points within that sequence that we're hoping to use to break it into segments, multiple segments, each of which has a start, a series of frames, and then an end. And if you break it into 3 segments, segment 2 follows segment 1, and then segment 3 will follow the previous 2. How many segments are supposed to be in this sequence?
How many segments? 1.
Just the 1.
Yep.
So we don't have a separate segment for the opening, followed by then the being open as a separate segment.
Yeah, I want to come over here. I'm sorry, Rory. I know you're going down a particular path on this. The Dragon Back game is in index. It's this one right here. I want to see. Oh, look who's here. I'm just trying to see my code, but I can't with all this water in here. Oh my! And another iceberg bites the dust.
See, that's what it is. He's just trying to go around breaking down the iceberg so that we have something nice and cool for our drinks.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Ooh.
Hold on.
Uh-huh. Those feel like errors we shouldn't have.
Yeah, you know whose fault that is? It's this guy's fault. That parameter there, pad file index, should have been true. My bad. My bad.
Right.
This has burned us before, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's kind of undo a bit, actually. I'm going to change that in a second, but I want to get that test back up here. And let's come back up here and say true, right here. And now let's refresh. I still didn't see it come up.
No.
Oh, there we go.
There it is, though.
So it was there were a couple things going on. So now are we going to see the end? Because it's sequential? Or no? Is it just in a loop?
Oh no, just
it gets
quits on us.
It gets so what happens is it plays through once and then it says it's done. If we were to change that to loop, what's interesting is that play to end on expire is not actually doesn't help us. We need to get a sense of where we are to actually drop it. But at least we've got the coming up on screen.
Yep.
Okay, step 1 is done. Let's we don't need this test code here anymore. And thank you, console log. You're my favorite.
Yep.
Let's refresh again. Okay, next. I guess we can load the other pieces, is what we can do. We have 2 other pieces to load. Is that right? Yeah, we have the focus indicator.
Yep.
Let's open that up.
And the selection indicator.
All right, so we'll do those. We'll crank those out as quickly as we can. Get both of those. Come down here. And what's this code going to look like? It is, we have a different number of these. So this is just going to be, I think, more like, it's going to look more like this a little bit. There's no segment size there. There will be an origin for it. We'll have to figure that out. It is coming in the focus indicator. Like that. And I don't think we need this here. It's just called focus. And what do we got? I got 173 frames. By the way, one thing that we didn't really mention or talk about because we were focused on that other problem, but my machine just said, "Oh, you've got 330 frames of 1,000 by 1,000, animated images." Sure, no problem. Yeah, like, oh, of course I'll give that to you.
Barely noticed.
Yeah, this is a loop for sure, and its origin X and Y are going to be about half the size of this. So it looks like it's about 107 by 107. 107 by 107. That's my selection indicator. And I think that's good. Down over here, then I need my focus indicator. Actually, I should be able to duplicate that. That did not go the way I was expecting it to be. Focus indicator.
Now,
oops,
hang on.
I did the wrong thing.
We're mixing a couple of concepts up.
Yeah, hold on. And this one's going to be selection indicator right here.
There we go.
All right, and so this one is going to come from this piece right here, selection indicator. Cool. I think I'm calling it selection indicator.
Selection indicator.
So same file name as the folder name, and it goes to 105. You know, I like it when I don't go crazy and I just do. I said 105, but the last frame number was 100 and oh no, it is 105. Okay, 104 would it start index at 0. This is a loop. What's your size, my friend? You're about 162 by 162, I think, if my math is correct. There, whoops. Okay, so now we've got our selection indicator, our focus indicator. Now let's go look at where we're going to draw these. So there's the update. Yeah. No, I still actually need update positions here.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to move the scroll as well. Okay, so I'm just trying to thinking about considering being efficient here. There's my selection indicator, and I want to do my I want to say stop replacing indicator with that. Okay, so then my focus indicator like that. So I'm going to do those. Take both of these, then go into my drawing. And let's just copy that. And so now my selection indicator and my focus indicator will be drawn in that order. That's good. I need to put the text here. When we're ready, you know, that sort of thing. Is that it? I think that might be it. I might want to just throw out a, let's do the same kind of thing where we, create one of these. Let's just build it. We'll do it, I'll go ahead and do it in low resources. So I'll do it right here. Focus indicator dot add. Maybe add shifted. I don't know. It's not red. I made it blue intentionally because I'm just going to do add. And we're going to throw this right in the middle of the screen. 960 by 540. And I think that's all we need to do. Let's do a refresh and see if we see it. Sweet.
Nice.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's my focus indicator. All right, cool.
It is kind of mesmerizing.
Yeah, it is. Let's throw our selection indicator out and add one of those as well. Put it in the same spot. Refresh the screen. And we should see it drawn behind it. Oh, there it is.
There you go.
It just took a second to load it. All right. We might play with dropping the size of the focus indicator a little bit. It doesn't quite fit the way I want to, so we might be scaling it. All right. Okay, so let's get rid of those two ads. I'm glad, I feel good about those. All right, next. Let's refresh the screen so we don't have this flaming orb in the middle. Next, let's figure out what we should do next. I got a couple options here. One is start working on the commands. Right, jump back over into C# and build these. I kind of feel like that's my next step. All right, that's where we're going to go.
Yeah.
So, unless you got something else you want to do, Rory.
No, I'm with you. I think that's a sensible move.
Ziggy.js is out there. Ziggy Dot, glad you're with us. Frankfurt says always need more ice. Missed that earlier. Ziggy Dot, love your handle. What fun handle. Okay, what am I doing? Ooh, this too, the answer map. So the idea behind the answer map is that we're going to pass down a bunch of, answers, and the answers are going to have a value, the text to display, and whether they're selected or not. Those are the three things they'll have. We just keep that in mind, and when we come back, we're going to pass that same thing back. So it's going to, from C#, we're going to control it, and we're going to also get feedback from TypeScript back into the C# app when a selection has finally been made. What the selection is. Okay, let's do this. So we're going to come into, got the wrong solution open. Here's the solution I want to have. Oh, by the way, this is what we started writing last time. We got this new async question. This async new ask question. And the idea is we basically say, hey, we set this state asking question to true. I wonder if I need to lock this. It's just a bool. And then we go in. We're gonna pass in a command, some command data over here to our in-game command. I'm gonna make it be an empty string for now. And then while we're asking a question, we just do an await. So other things can go on, but we're not going to return from new ask question until those other things have somebody's confirmed an answer on the question. Sure. And I don't know of any questions, any D&D questions that are here that are with a cancel equivalent, like we normally have with a message box.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, I think that you could just say we never need a cancel. In fact, if you ever did need a cancel, that could be one of the replies.
That would be one of the options, yeah. I mean, if you think about a standard sort of Windows message box, the default one is just OK, because it's a message. Then you've got things like yes, no, cancel, and they are essentially increasing sets of options.
Yeah, they are. Okay, so let's see here. I just made that change there so it compiles, but we've got to actually do these to-dos. Here, set this when we get an in-game response. Set this to false. So, new ask question exits, I guess is what I want to say. Exits. All right, we need to go to our Stream Deck commands, and we need to create some new Stream Deck commands. And I got to figure out where I want to put these buttons. So let's go look over here. And I think I'm going to put it at the top level.
Okay.
I think. So here's like the challenge, for example. So I come in and I cast Chaos Bolt.
Yes.
Let me show you what's currently happening. So we'll cast Chaos Bolt at level 4. Just going to shoot the spell out here. Look out, Rory. You want to make sure you don't get hit by this spell. All right. My 2d8 lightning and acid. I should be seeing at this point a message box. I don't see it yet. What's going on? We at a breakpoint? Oh, we're not at a breakpoint. I'm seeing only an hourglass. Is the message box somewhere else? I think we may be in trouble. Like I may have I may have to. Well, I'm not in serious trouble, but I can't activate. It says, yeah, I cannot activate my. If I'm working with I can't drag or anything. It's totally refusing to be responsive. I think there's a message box up, but I don't see any indication of it. Typically, so that's what I was going to say. Is typically a. Let's see if I can kill this here. I think I'm gonna have to kill it. What's the app called? Is it really called Dice Stop Rolling? Because I changed the title bar to it. It's that right there. So this is non-responsive all of a sudden. It's kind of non-responsive. I'm clicking on it. I'm not hearing any sounds, but I cannot click and drag this UI anywhere else. It's as if there's something blocking it. What normally happens is there's UI that appears. I'm imagining maybe I rebuilt something after making some changes, like the async await problem, or the async await line of code in there that may be causing this. I'm just going to end task now.
If this is an actual top-level modal dialog, can you not kill that with... well, I guess it depends on the application that's launching it, doesn't it?
I think what happened is I'm in this loop right here. I think I compiled it because the old ask question isn't here anymore. And I think it's trying to ask the question. I think if we did this, we would not see the block. And we ran it and repeated the whole step again, which I think I'm going to do. Let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to refresh the caches of the different overlays. All right, starting up. How you doing?
I'm fine.
You my friend?
I'm taking your money. Do your friends take your money?
I now put my wallet just off on the side, just like I've given up. I've given up all
optimized for the situation.
Yep, I've optimized for the situation exactly. All right, we're starting up. Okay, let's repeat what we just did before. Put this up here, roll the dice, and now we should see showing up here the message box. The message box is asking us which one of these two damages do we want to select, psychic or acid. Here it is right here. This is what normally happens.
Yes.
This is like nobody's paying attention to this screen, I tell you, when this thing comes up, and there have been several times where we've been like, wait, why isn't anything happening? Using the .result property of an async method can deadlock a UI.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think that's the problem, Coding Gorilla, because I think the problem is we're. Here, let me go ahead and pick one of these, and let's clear this stuff off the screen. I think this is where we are. I don't even think we're getting into the result question right there. I don't even think we're getting there. I think we're just simply, this never changes.
Just sitting there waiting because no answer is being given.
Yeah, so that's what I think is happening. All right, let's see. Don't ever use it, Mystic Soda says. All right, well, I got to figure out some way to get that value back in that new ask question right here. We got to figure this out right here. Figure out how to get the result.
Don't you return await the call? Is that the way it works?
Well, do I want to then turn this? Am I doing everything? At some point I've got it. Although it looks like, wait, where am I? Yeah, this is also returning an int. So ask question. The problem is that these things are essentially happening in a very sequential way. This ask function, ask question is happening as a event handler on this, which is triggered by the ask function D&D function right here, which comes in. So we're asking a question, and we need to get the answer. So we need to get the answer before we can continue. So we essentially have to stop whatever's happening. Could be the UI thread that this is happening. We have to basically stop and then reconvene. I am not Mystic Soda, and I should say to both Mystic Soda and Coding Gorilla that I am not at all an expert in this. Every time I come close to it, I'm running away like, I don't want to mess this up. I get scared. So definitely appreciate any suggestions or guidance as we get close to doing this. Before we do that, though, we need to build some Stream Deck commands in, and we kind of need to figure out where we're going to put those commands. So if I bring up the Stream Deck UI, for example, this is kind of where I was getting at by casting that spell. If I come in and I cast the spell here, so I know that this spell has the questions. I could kind of put the UI here, but that's hard to reuse. I could create a folder for it right here. Call it like in-game UI or something like this. Answer. Like that. And then inside of answer, I could then create buttons for, I'm just going to copy one of these and paste. And do I have an arrow pointing up already? Wouldn't that be sweet if I could just find something pointing up? I feel like I might. Got a lot of arrows pointing to the right. All right, let's do this. I'm just going to build these real quickly here. New 144 by 144. And do I already have one of these in here? I think I do. There we go. All right. So this is going to be my selector up right here. And let's get to my Stream Deck icons. Create a new folder. We're going to call this in-game UI. We're going to call this one up. And then I'm going to flip it around and save it out and call that down. Then I think I want to toggle. And I think for my toggle, I'm just going to grab this right here. Let's duplicate that so I don't alter the original. And resize it to 144 by 144. Smart resize, go. Copy. Well, actually, at this point, I don't need to copy. I just come down here and I can say toggle. And then I need like an OK button. I think I'm just going to make it just the word OK is what I think I'm going to do. Maybe let's do this. Let's just do it in text right now. OK, like that. Let's hold it. All right, so we got some crude buttons we just kind of created here very quickly. Let's center that. Okay. And we're going to save that as OK. OK. Let's add these buttons. So we're going to go into our in-game UI. And so there's my up right there. And the command is going to be maybe in-game UI space the word up. That's what I think I'm going to make that command be. And
sounds good.
Copy that. Paste down here. It's going to be my down. Down. And then we're going to paste it here. We're going to change this to our toggle. That looks good. Toggle. Selected maybe, or maybe just toggle. I'm okay with just toggle. And then we need our OK button is what we need. Which I will, maybe I'll put it right here. Paste. I'm going to move these other ones over to the left a bit. There's my OK. So I think that's all the commands I need from the Stream Deck right here. Like that. That's what it's going to look like. That's kind of cool. Right? And the fact that it's like, I could put them here as well on those same ones on the page, but like I said, it's hard. I have to copy H1. But if I just have to copy this thing, then it's not too hard to do. So let's just get this working on this page here. So we need to create something called an in-game UI. I'm going to kill the D&D app that's running right now, so we can make some changes over here. I want to find something simple. These are some more complex ones. This looks like relatively simple. Change command. Is there something that descends from this? No?
Surly Dev is in the house.
Surly Dev is in the house.
Hey, Surly.
How you doing, buddy? Roll them pumpkins. Okay, interesting. I'm just looking at this. I'm like, wait, Oh, I know why. Never mind. I was like, why doesn't it have the things I'm expecting? Because it's a Stream Deck command, not an expressions command. And I was in my head conflating the two. So let's just select the whole thing. Let's duplicate this. We're going to call this the in-game UI command. I'm just going to escape to get rid of all of that stuff. We're going to come in here. We're going to say in-game UI command, I think, something like that. We don't have it yet, so we're going to declare it. In-game UI command. By the way, Campbell really liked this one when this came out on the show. Thanks for being in, for stopping by our Kids Code show on over the weekend. Surly Dev and Retro CRT, both you kids were there.
All I could do to not fly a drone across the screen.
You could do that. You could totally do that.
Probably could have, yeah. I thought, not fair to throw too much distraction in place.
I hear a car coming. Look out! Screech Rat's here.
Hey, Screech Rat.
My wife is.
Hey, Retro CRT.
Hello,
everybody. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome
to the show.
Welcome to the show. My wife's got a irrational fear of rats, to which she would describe as, "That's not irrational. I'm gonna get you." The drones would have worked. Yeah, the drones will work. I see we roll back to Legacy, Rory. That's right.
Oh.
It's a rollback, but it's a good one. It's a good one, kids. Okay, so we want to send, I think we'll call it the command here, whatever that is. We're going to create a string for that, like that, and we're going to get it down here. Command, and get rid of that. And then now the command, we want the command to match the regex string, which is going to be in-game UI, I think is what it is. And it's just going to be a word, one word at the end of it, like that. That's what it's going to look like. Let's declare this. Like that. And now we got this. I think I can set a breakpoint here. Although we also have the Hubtastic base station. Dot, what is it? In-game UI. Sorry, I just totally blanked out. In-game UI command. We could just pass this down. Just for now for testing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And let's do that. Just to make sure all that's working. So we're going to run this. And then I'm going to change. Let's go back over to the overlays, the TypeScript side of things. What's Surly Dev saying? I should have launched them all. Got another 2 to add to my fleet now. Excellent, Surly Dev. Okay, what are we doing? Are we... Let me do... Okay, that looks good. Let me close the scroll on this. So, just back up to the Stream Deck here. So the buttons the Dungeon Master sees are these. When I say I want to cast Chaos Bolt, they click here, and then they choose the level, they choose Cast Spell, and then at some point the spell is going to ask the question and put it up. So then the Dungeon Master will have to know to go inside of here to answer the question. That's kind of the idea. And then once they're here, they'll have this UI. It's kind of cool. It looks like an elevator a little bit to me, but I'm kind of digging this so far. So when I do this and send the command over, what I want to do in my message box, in my execute command, I want to say, hey, look, if command equals up like this, then I want to, and we'll probably make these actual objects that we send in. But if the command is up, then I want to, let's create a focus indicator if it doesn't exist. Okay. So we'll say if this.focusing indicator sprite proxies length is equal to 0, then we're going to create a new focus indicator. This.add, and we're going to throw it out at 960, 540. So right in the middle of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Otherwise, if it does already exist, then we're going to say this dot, we're just going to say assume it's of 0 because we're only creating if it's equal to 0. So this of 0 dot, do I have the ease command here? Ease, start time is going to be, I guess we'll say it's now, PFN, performance now. The from X is going to be, oh yeah, we're going to need a, hold on a second. We're going to need a local variable here for this guy right here. So let's type in QSP for sprite proxy constant sprite proxy rather, call this sprite, and that's going to be equal to this. And then now I can come in and ease it, and I can pass in and more easily get to the parameters. The from X is going to be its X, and the from Y is going to be its Y, and the 2X is going to be its X, and the 2Y is going to be its Y minus 100. And the time span in milliseconds is going to be, I don't know, let's say 250. Quarter second. Okay?
Sure.
That's if it's the up command. If it's the down command, like that, we're still going to add it just like before. Otherwise, we're going to do all of this, and it's going to be a plus just at the end right there. Right there. That's the end of it. So that's just a test. It's just our test code right now. So let's refresh that. And let me try hitting the up button. Oh, man.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. Let's double check that we're actually getting in here. In-game UI command. Yep, that's all looking good. Let's bring up a... I'm glad you're ready for that wah, wah. You know? At least I can get... You know, at least if I need sympathy, I can go to, Mr. Announcer Bot.
Sorry-ish.
Really? Sorry-ish. That's the best you're going to give me? Okay, let's bring this up. Inspect. Hit the up button. What's my error? What's going on here? You're not seeing scroll front. Oh, front is different. I forgot about that. I trimmed some frames off of front because it doesn't show up at the end. Let me.
Okay.
That's unrelated, I think, to the problem we have. Front goes to 309. Okay, so that's why it says 309 is not found. Okay, so we need to go message box where we load in front in here with load scroll. We're going to need to do the frame count like this and put that in here.
Unfortunately, Mark, I fear we have reached the limit of my time for today. I'm going to have to take my leave and disappear and leave you with some pudding.
No! Pudding's like also saying no. That's okay. It's always a party when you leave. Pudding interrupted him. Oh, no, he didn't. Certainly, Deb. Stop pudding. Send me in, coach. All right, buddy.
All right, peeps. I will see you all tomorrow.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Have a good
Bye,
one.
Roy. Oh, no! Oh! He got me again. Totally taking over my show, Pudding. All right. What's happening here? I need to get a refresh. All right, I want to do this. Since I'm working on this Stream Deck here, I want to get a refresh button down into that page here. So let's go do this, grab this, copy it, come back up, go in, whoops, not there, spells, Chaos Bolt, there. Let's give me a refresh button here so I can now hit that. Now hit the up arrow. Yeah, up arrow and down arrow are not doing anything. Let's go back over here. I think I need to refresh this. And up, down, not, wait, here we go. Scroll front. Did I get the wrong? Did I put them in the wrong order? Front is 309, not saved. Okay, let's save it. Nothing, no messages at all. All right. Let's console log this baby. Let's do that. See what our data is. Nothing? What's going on? Let's set a breakpoint here. Are we getting here? Oh, I know what the problem is. We are not registering this. We have to register this. This requires registration. Okay. Now we got a shot of this whole thing working. How's everybody doing? Okay, here we are. We're up and running. Let's hit the button now. Do I get a breakpoint? Now I get a breakpoint. Cool. And command up is coming there. There's command up. There's down. Oh, and look. Okay, so let's see what happens. Up. Nothing is happening when I move them, but I'm pretty sure the ease command is working. I think we just need to update their positions. Is that right? No, we are actually updating their positions. I think we have to do one more thing here. Actually, for all of these, I think we have to do it. Would be a cool effect for a reminder app. Scroll back dot moves equals true, and scroll back dot disable gravity. Like this. This is kind of what we want right here. Let's extract this method. Call this move. This dot set for move. Let's pass this in as a parameter. My internet is dead. Trying to watch on the phone, says Coding Gorilla. The screen burns a hole and your message pops up in the void. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. Coding Gorilla can be out of the house. He's mobile. These statements, wait, but then his statements wouldn't make sense? Whose statement? Oh, in the house? Wouldn't make sense? Maybe that's it. We'll call this sprites. That. All right, put this here. And set for move. So we need to do this for all of these. Scroll back. Want this to be front. Focus indicator. And selection indicator. And let's move all of these down to the end. I think this is going to have a shot of fixing it. Let's try a refresh of the back overlay here. There you go. Look at that. Oh, I'm creating the wrong one. I just realized. That's a little bit funny. Okay. That's really funny. I want to fix that code. That's so funny. Not focus indicator. I'm sorry, not selection indicator. I want it to be focus indicator. Like that. Okay, let's refresh it again. There we go. Cool. So we've got that easing motion that we have where we're easing in and out. Nice. I like it. That's cool. That's going to be cool on top of that scroll effect. Yeah, it's a little bit like Portal. Yeah, it looks a little bit like it. I think it's super cool. It's kind of, there's actually a combination of 3 different kind of effects, stock video pieces I grabbed. And I kind of like the overall combination of them. Okay. That test worked. Let me create a few constants here. Ease, distance, is this going to be right? No, it's going to be the, actually this is not a constant here. This is going to be my, I need the distance between the entries that we're going to select. Line height, answer height. I'm going to set it equal to like 100 for now. But we'll calculate this when we create something new. And then I want to create a ease time, selector ease time. And set that equal to 250 for now. Maybe about 300. I actually think I want it a little bit slower. And then we're going to put this in here. And the same thing here. Yeah, I like Portal, by the way. I thought it was a great game. It was a good video from NDC about async await. I'm on it. I won't watch it now, I think. It's an hour long, my friend. Yeah, I definitely won't watch it now. But I will look at it. Correcting common async await mistakes. Perfect. That's on my list. It's about stuff you should and shouldn't do. Mystic Soda, thanks so much. By the way, Mystic Soda, I am collecting names of folks for fanfares in my to-do list, and I'm adding you to my list. And I've got right now, who's on my list here? Right here. Screechhead is done. Flame Curations is done. And last mat design patterns are on the list. Firepower. Maybe not Firepower. I haven't seen Firepower in a couple days, so maybe not. But I'm going to add you to the list, Mystic Soda. If you want a custom fanfare that comes in when you first enter the chat room by typing something in, let me know. And let me know what you would like that to be. Like, you can tell me, it can be anything, right? Usually when somebody says you're on my list, that's a threat. No, it's not. But yeah, if you want something like a combination for your handle, like Mystic and Soda, or something along those lines, let me know what you like. Let me check the definition of fanfare real quick. So here I'll give you an example fanfare. This one's for Mr. Smoofy. He hasn't shown up yet today, but Mr. Smoofy likes trains and Legos, and this is what his turned out to be. That's what a fanfare is. So that's what we play when folks come in here, and I appreciate the help. So let me know if that's something you want. Give me give me the things you like, and all you do is the first time you come into a show, you type in something, and as long as you don't give the secret command, which is to suppress it, and the secret command is just an open brace like that before your text, your first message, and if you do that, it won't play it for you. So that allows you to come in under the radar if you ever want to do that. Oh, so those animation videos that are what you call fanfares. That's pretty cool. Here's one.
I love trash.
He looks like a good monster, but I don't think he is. That's Grover Soros' fanfare. Yeah, The more you know. Exactly, Mystic Soda. Yeah, let me know. And you can let me know later. You don't have to let me know now if you want. But I'm just kind of throwing that out there if that's something you're interested in. I try to crank these out before I do the shows. There's Snoopy for real. We just played here as a demo. Yeah. Plus, I try to get something where I'm interacting with them. And one, Deep Water's got a really cool effect where he comes in as a shark behind me and he swims around me, and it's so cool. He was lurking, just waiting. How's it going, everyone? He was lurking. He was thinking, Mark will probably play it as a sample, then I'll get 2. But if I come in too soon, yeah, that's how I think, too. I'm like, here's how I'm going to make it happen. Okay, so now we got this thing on here and our buttons are working. I'm super excited about that, right? I got my Stream Deck here. I'm just going to hit that up button, make that thing go up right there. So that's how we're going to select different entries like that. And I can kind of jam it, right? I can go 1, 2, 3 like this, and it'll go up 1, 2, 3, whatever those heights are, like that. Okay, that's not bad. Next, we need to bring up that UI. And now I think we're going to have to figure out this async problem now. Is there any other way around that? Can I save that for later? Timing is everything, so screech rat. I agree. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it just... we're going to be doing some kind of jumping back and forth, I think, between C# and TypeScript. Okay, I've got the in-game UI command here, and I think I have it here. New ask question is not being asked yet. We're going to change this. I'm going to make this bad code first, and then we're going to figure out how to fix it. I think I'm going to kill this app for a second, though, because I kind of don't want to go through all the trouble it takes to get this, to actually get a breakpoint in here to write the code. So we're going to get rid of this. We're going to go back to this. And Mystic Soda, I think, and I think Coding Gorilla maybe as well. So, folks were suggesting, who was it? It was definitely... I'm just scrolling back up here to see who the other contributor was to my don't return it. I think I was going to... Yeah, it was definitely Mystic Soda. Said that. Yeah. Okay, so we're going... This is problematic. Mystic Soda says that. And I totally believe him. So we're gonna... But I'm going to do it for now, and we'll just see, what kind of nightmare world we get into here for now. But the main thing is I want to come in here and I want to actually present this, and I want to send some data over. The data, somewhere I've got a answer map in here. Let's go look at that for a second. Answer map. Who's using answer map? Who's got a bunch of these? I'm expecting somewhere there to be a bunch of these. Here we go. That's in main window. So that smells like I need to refactor this. It will cause deadlocks. Yeah. If you guys can find a link, something to get me a quick way out of that to solve it, let me know. Do I need to wait and switch over to another thread or something like that? That's what I need to find out. In the meantime, I'm looking at this, looking for opportunities to refactor this. Where's my question? Questions passed in, answers are passed in. Same goes with exceptions, with async voids and other things like that. For the love of God, don't ever use async void anything. Mystic Soda, you're exactly the person I think I need to watch me do this code right now, because I think I'm gonna be like, you're gonna help me not make a lot of mistakes if this whole thing goes the best way it could possibly go. I think the problem is I got to start writing code fast.
Yes.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
code.
And I need it to be good code.
You will need async void for UI events. Just got some water splash up from my water cup up there. Let's move this. Oh, that's not moving anymore. All right, let's. Well, in that case, yes. Okay. So there's this thing right here is this ability for a player to preemptively answer a question. That's what this code is for right here, where we just simply get out. But if they haven't done it, we are at now this point, new ask question with question and answers. Okay, here's what I think I want to do. Wait. I don't want this. I want the answer map. I want to do this instead. Yeah, and I think I want to rename this to answer entry. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do without the caps lock down. I think he's going to end up having to use a timer. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I just need a picture of it. I've written code like this a long time ago. Did this rename it? It did. The file. Okay, so there's my answer map there. I'm going to change this to answer entries. Now I'm liking this better. What's my problem here? Oh, because it's not expecting an answer map. Okay. Then what I want to do is I want to create something. I want to create a new class. This is going to be called an answer map. And let's go create that class. So an answer map is going to have in context, I think the timer creates challenges. Hard to help from my phone, though. That's all right. We got another day. We got another day or two to figure this whole thing out. But we'll work through today as best we can, and then we'll see what problems we have. At the very least, we'll accumulate the data and understand what our problem space is. Then between today and tomorrow, I can watch that other video, learn a little bit more. So those answer entries right there, I want to create a new list of those. So I'm just get those in there. We'll call this answer entries, like that. Answers, maybe just better to say answers, like that. And then we need our question, which is going to be look like that. Then we would need to have our min answers, and another one called max answers. I think that's our answer map, what that class looks like. Move type to file. And let's create a constructor for this with just passing everything in there. So the question, it didn't throw in answers here. Oh, I wanted that to be public. And all right. Also, I'm really not an expert by any means when it comes to async awake. I've only ever had to do asynchronous code once, and it was simple stuff. Well, hopefully we'll fall into that category. That's what we're going to be doing today. So that's kind of what it looks like there. This is my answer map. I'm going to create a new instance of this, and this is what I want to pass down through with JSON and SignalR. This is what I want to send down through SignalR using JSON. So I need to create essentially the same thing down below. And when I say down below in this architecture, down below for me is the TypeScript. It's like the low level. It's the gaming engine. It's what's running on the stream right now. So that's what I want to send down to it. We also want to build this up, and we want to build it in the right spot right here. So we're going to say new answer map. We're going to pass in the question. We're going to pass in the answers. I think I'm going to have to also min answers and max answers. I'm going to have to put those up here as well. Set these both to 1 for now as defaults. Okay. This is what I want to send down. Well, yeah. Jetson's flying in. Look out for that unidentified object up there. Overkill production style? Sign me up. Yeah, it's totally overkill production style. That's our selection indicator that we're using. That's the equivalent of like the circle that you see in the inner circle that you see in radio buttons. That's what we're doing essentially. That's our selection indicator. I want to create an alternate of in-game UI command that takes in an answer map like that. Got caps lock on. And then it's going to just in turn invoke this, but it's going to do a JSON serialize on it, is what it's going to do. It's equal to, what is it? JSON converter, is that it? JSON convert, serialize object, answer map. I think that's it. Okay. So there's our in-game UI command. Now we got to go change down. We got to go down below. We got to go to the TypeScript and change it because now the command data is no longer coming in as just a simple up or down. Oh, wait. Actually, it could. We totally could do this, but all we need to do is come down here and then say, let's just make this an else right here. And I'm going to keep this here for now. And I kind of want to just get this running and take a look at it, is what I think I want to do. I'm going to run the app now. So we're going to send this. Oh, wait, did I make a big mistake? I kind of made a big mistake. In that I don't have any way to get out of this. I still have this problem here. Let's do this. I can fix it with a breakpoint here, I think, is what I can do. All right. And then I don't actually want to look at this. I want to come over here and refresh here. Is what I want to do. And let's see if right now if I can, okay, there's the up. I want this to be if command equals, is it okay? What is it? Let's go back to the Stream Deck. What are you? Yeah, it's just okay. Okay, so command is equal to okay. Then I want to set asking question. Is that what it was called? Asking question equal to false. And then that gets me out of here. Right here. And my answer response, I need to figure what that out is that what that is as well. But I'm just going to say it for now. It's equal to like to 0 for now. Okay. And then yeah. Okay. And then run it. Okay. So now I have control up and down like that. And I think I have a way out. Okay, let's go look over here. These are both moving up and down. Good. Now I think I want to go bring up the question. Interesting. I'm hitting the button to roll the dice, but I'm not seeing them roll. I'm not seeing them roll here. That rolled. Because it was a miss, I don't think I'm get the question asked. We're seeing two of these because one of them is on the live stream, and one of them's back here on this guy right here. All right, let's cast it again. Set that hidden threshold for the attack to be like a 5. Alright, now we should see, there we go. Alright, we get this coming down. So we get answers coming down, nothing is selected. We have thunder or acid, question, select chaos bolt damage. Min answers 1, max answers 1. Alright, that's good. So the data coming down is good. That's kind of one of the things I wanted to check. So that's good. However, we're locked up. We're in that kind of locked up point where I can't even alt tab and bring that UI up because the UI is, we're kind of locked, right? We're waiting to see if we hit that OK button, right? Because right now theoretically the UI is up. So let's see what happens if I hit the OK button. If we become unlocked, wouldn't that be great if that actually worked? Here it comes. I'm hitting the I'm hitting this OK button right down here. Wait, hold on. Can I grab it and move it now? I cannot. Yeah, I'm grabbing the title bar so I can see it. I just can't drag it. So let me hit OK and see what happens. Nothing happened. That's not good. Break. Yeah, we're in this space here waiting for that return. We're in here. The task delay, is task delay actually going to help us? I'm hoping that we're able to now get the breakpoint here. Let me set a breakpoint here and see if we ever hit that. I don't think we're hitting that. Are we? We are not hitting it. So we need the rest of the app to be able to run when we're in that space of waiting for it. Okay. That's where we are right there. Let's kill the whole app and bring it down. And I'm going to take this. It's blocking with the result. I don't think it's actually... Is it? You think it's there? Okay. Yeah, maybe you're right. But the thing is well, let me set a breakpoint here and we'll verify that, right? I should be able to get to here. If I can get to here, then that's true, but I should have been able to see at least one. Okay, I don't think it actually is blocking that, is what I think. Let me try running again. And I know there's a lot of stuff on screen here, making it hard to see that. Let me refresh some of that stuff. Cody Gorilla says there's an article I could show if I weren't on my phone. Got some search terms for me on that, Cody Gorilla? I'm going to copy a few more buttons that I think I need. I'm going to grab this button. Whoops. There. I'm going to throw that right down here. So I got that cleared ice button down here. And I think I'm also going to, while I'm at it, I'm going to throw this button as well. Throw that right up here so I just can kind of clean things up if I can. Better. All right. So now when we go into the answers, and now we're definitely getting the here. Let's run. Let's hit the OK button. And there it is right there. Cool. So we are getting here now. All right. Let's now trigger the question. Oh, there might be a better way to trigger the question. A little bit faster. Let's do this. Let's do that. So I'm just, I know it's behind me here. Let me move that upside. I've just said the command is now a question. Can I clear this? Reset to default. Fine. Like that. So when I hit this button, now I just hit it. Do I not have a breakpoint? Okay, I want to get to the breakpoint here. And I want to, yeah, it should, if the other one is going to work, it should work from here as well. So I'm going to hit the button. What? Does it not count as a word? Let's do that. There we go. All right, so command is equal to ask. So if we're equal to ask, then we want to call ask new question, right? Isn't it? What is it? Okay, yeah, we'll just do that. I forget how to pass in a string without an instantiated list of strings. Can I do that? I totally don't remember how to do this. Maybe a better way to do is initialize. Okay, I'm just missing this piece right here. That's what it looks like. Yeah, not quite the same. What'd you get me, Coding Gorilla? Don't block on async code. Sweet. All right. I'll take a look at it in a sec. Okay, so this right here. And then we'll say yes or no inside of there. Okay. Yes and no. Okay, so this will ask the question and will essentially suspend operation here. And I wonder if this is going to block. This is going to block any other thread from coming back. I wonder if we need to kind of extend our async await out even into this command itself. That's what I'm wondering. So if I hit F10 there, we're never getting out of it. Set a breakpoint there. We're running. I can drag and move this around. That's a little weird. Did we get in? Or did we actually go in here? Yeah, we might be in here, right here. All right, let's hit the button OK. But OK does not get us here, though. We're not hitting any breakpoints now. So what's interesting is I can interact with the UI here. But I cannot send any more commands, apparently. I'm hitting the stream def button and nothing is happening. Although it's possible that that's due to another problem. Let me verify that to see if it's connected to that problem. We're going to run again. Sometimes I can lose my SignalR connection. Okay, one more time. I'm going to hit the ask button. And let's kind of go into that. Interesting. I had F10, but I didn't even see a step in here. I was totally expecting to... Oh, because it was a step over, wasn't it? Okay, so we must be in here. Is that true? Yeah, we're here. We're inside of here. And now, at this point, I'm going to now try to hit... I really want to see this breakpoint hit now. When I hit OK, yeah. I am blocking my ability to now get new commands. I'm hitting the button. The chat commands are going across. But we're not getting a breakpoint here. So the fact that I come in here and I block, the fact that I come inside here and I block here, essentially the thread never exits, means that whatever is processing this is blocked as well. Let's do a, let's go back inside there. Set a breakpoint here. Look at the call stack. Interesting. I was expecting to see more on the call stack to show what's going on. Let's say answering question is to false. Let's see if we get out of there. Okay. So we're returning the answer response. Down here, returning the clock speed. And now we're back out of here. And now what do you want to bet we hit a breakpoint here because those other things actually come in? And here's what I'm looking at, right? On the message received, this is our Twitch client. So this means something's coming in from Twitch. That whole thread is blocked by starting up the ask question command here. So I kind of need to understand how to not block by asking the question. That's what I kind of need to do. And I think what I'm leaning towards at this point, I meant on the link you posted in the preventing deadlock. Hold on, let's take a look at this. Preventing the deadlock section, there's a piece of code var JSON string equals await client get string async, configure await false. False is not needed there. Okay. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off on trying to get this to work until tomorrow. And in the so between now and tomorrow, I'm going to research a little bit more to try to understand what's going on. And here are those other ones when I was hitting the buttons multiple times coming in. Yeah. Okay. Are these still coming in? Yep, these are coming in. But I think I may have, because it was a breakpoint for so long, I lost my signal art connection is what I think has happened. But I may be able to get back with a refresh. Nope, that did not work. So signal art is still kind of dead from here. Let's do this. Let's work on the pieces we can actually control today. Assuming this is all going to work. Assuming we're going to fix and solve this async await kind of challenge where we need to essentially have one thread essentially waiting while the methods that got us there can still be re-entered from other stimuli coming in so that we can send commands. Wet in here. I need a paper towel. Whoa! Yes, it is always okay to ask for a coder's license on this show. That's all I'm doing, man. Give me a second, though. Cryptodor, let me reach out to you. What is it? KRP T Crypto DR. Yeah, you know what? Just reach out again to Rory, Cryptodor. You've already got, and just ask him if Rory, hesitates for a second. He'll check with me, and I'll say yes. Deepwater says, just started a new job. How y'all doing? What we need now is some pudding. We had pudding already. Lassamatt's out there. Still on my list, Lassamat, to get you a tea-centric fanfare. On my list. You're welcome, Cryptodor. Yeah, just reach out to Rory. You'll be fine. All right, so let's do this. I want to make it so that we can so that we can actually do something with this. Make it start to fit these kinds of questions. So we're just going to do the UI where it comes up and then maybe have it drop down, something like that. So but instead of doing which one, hold on. I'm going to kind of shortcut that. Shoot, no, we get the answers from here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do an R0 here, return 0. There. We'll comment this out. And then even though it says async, it's getting out fast. Yeah, I know. Okay, fine. It's kind of harassing me with this change a little bit. This is programmer harassment here. We're gonna just have this thing return an int like that. How's everybody? Oh, because I'm running, it's having this problem. That's why I'm getting all of these error messages, these messages here. Okay, I'm going to restart it. And so now I'm going to call new ask question. Wait. I've got a problem in here. Oh, shoot. Let's do this. Comment this out. So these are going to be my big, this is what we will be working on tomorrow. But for now, come on, why are all these green underlines? Get rid of those, Visual Studio. You can do it. I'm really like, so it's actually starting up and it's still got all these here. Yeah, it still thinks I'm making changes while I'm running. There we go, finally. Okay, so now we're up. Let's close down that scroll. Okay, so when we get this, we're going to go to here, ask. It's going to do ask question. Let's just step through this piece right here. I hit the ask button. We're in this space. Now I'm going to go down in here. Build in the answer map. Now what's my answers? Yes and no. Wait, those are the strings. Oh, you know what I don't like? Oh yeah, this needs refactoring. It's working with the field variable here. And it's kind of okay to have a field variable, but I'm in my main window. It should be in another class if I'm actually going to do this. I think the reason for the field variable is I have one call that creates it, another one that, hold on, what do we got here? Configure await. Guys, got a lot of stuff on my studying plate for today. All right, back over here. So we go into old ask question. There's that. Exception throw. What? No. I don't actually even want the form to actually show up. All right, hold on. I don't really need even old ask question. I'm just going to say return 0 here. So totally disabled questions right now. Because all I want to do is just send, I want to build the answer map and send it over is what I want to do. One more time. All right, now are we at least good? And then back to there. All right, good. Yeah. So, which one? There we go. So now what I want to do is I want to respond to this down below. Start writing that code. Because that I do have control over. Okay, so we're now down here. And we need to go get the answer entry. We need that. It's selected. Value. Do I really need the other one? I guess I'll do it. Make this index. Value is selected. Then the answer text. Flame Creations is here. All right, let's make all these public. Then let's build our answer map. Answer map is going to have the question. Fred looks just like he should be part of that. Yeah, he does kind of look like he fits in. I think Fred's got some kind of plan. Some kind of plan on that. So we've got the question. We have the... we have min answers. Let's see. Set that equal to 1. And we have the max answers as well, set it equal to 1. I think I'm going to make these public as well. I think that if we go over to C# and we search through for our answer entries, yeah, we have question, min answers, max answers. And I'm almost thinking of like answers like this. Like that, if I've got the syntax correct. It looks like that's correct syntax. Question, min axis, max axis. Just want to make sure these are spelled correctly, so JSON serialization takes care of that. Looks like they do. So now I need to deserialize this. And I don't remember how to do that. JSON dot parse. That's what it looks like. So we're going to say and then I think this is actually going to be, a field. Is what I think that's going to be. And then now we want to show it, is what we want to do. So we're going to do, we're going to need to add something here and here. At the very least, maybe we'll do the, well, yeah, I'm just thinking about mixing the, what I'm doing here is I'm kind of mixing string commands with, you know, this expectation of this answer map being sent down. And I'm sensing that's going to be problematic and maybe increase the risk that I introduce some bugs. So, but I'm not exactly sure if I want to address that or not right now. All right, let's go take care of this here. Let's do the ads right here. So we have this dot add, and we're going to say the X is going to be all halfway across the screen. Oops, 1920 is 960. Half of that is 960, I mean. The Y is going to be at 1080. And starting frame index should always be 0. So we just need that. There's the back. There's the front. And I think I want on the back, now what is it? Coding Girl has instructed me on this before. I had that idea in the back of my head and I was like, well, I don't know. We did it before. I think you're right from a standpoint of doing it, but before there was more maintenance involved in the code, I felt like, in doing that. And I felt like it felt to me like it had greater sense of Rails on it. So I liked that a lot about it, but the maintenance, I was like, I don't know if it was really worth it. You know, it was like if I was in a higher risk situation, like working on a team and there was risk of other people changing. I don't know. Do I feel like a guy rationalizing a problem that really should just open up his eyes and be like, yeah, okay, you're right? I'm kind of feeling like I sound like that guy. There, I thought, was a way to hook into the events. Let me go back up here. Scroll back. What other pieces do we have out here? Hit floor unloaded function. No, there's got to be a way to watch the advance frames. The issue becomes that if you add a class function, the PowerStation won't have the class function. I know that. No, I totally know that for sure. But I haven't, look at me, I haven't added anything yet, right? So I'm thinking, look, until I do that, I think I'm not going to do the interface. But once I have any method in here, in either any function in either one of these, then I'm going to be like, okay, I got to do the interface. Let's go find the sand on here. Hourglass sand. On the hourglass sand, somewhere in here, we're hooking into I thought we were hooking into an event that was triggered whenever the frame was advanced. Oh, here we go. We're doing this. Add on frame advance callback. That's the call that I think I'm looking for. Okay, so we're adding a frame on the frame index of this. If we're greater than or equal to let's figure out that the range in which we can draw text. That's what I'm looking at right now. So the load scroll, return frame index, and the segment size. So that's the range where we're good. So basically I want to say if we are greater than the return frame index, oh, it's not quite the same, is it? These have different numbers for when I can show the text. Let's open up Adobe Premiere. Set up some constants for those for the meantime. Text frame begin. Text begin frame. Frame index. All right. Let's see what it is. Here we go. So I've got the text starting to fade in right here. Hold on, let me move it so you can see it. Let's put this right up over here so you can see it. that going to block it too much? Looks like it's not. Let me move this down, actually. Okay, so right at about frame 24, we start to fade in the text right there. So that's what happens at frame 24. So 24. Whoops. 24. Then we're going to get out of that. When we're greater than this, then we're going to start fading it out at, where is it? It's right about there, 299. That's when I start the fade out. Just that goes away. $2.99. Let's also get the fade in and fade out times on these right here. Text fade in time. Garbled knowledge. No more Cryptodor. Okay. All right, the text fade in time goes from 24 to 44. So it's about 20 frames. So I can just multiply that by FPS 30 because that's our frame rate for it. And then the text fade out time, that's equal to, shorter, it stops at 305 and starts at 299, so about 6 frames. So it's faster. All right, cool. So we got those pieces in there. Don't think we need this anymore. We can close this down. So what I want to do is, if my frame index is greater than this, and I think I want to also say, I almost feel like I just want a show command here is what I want. I want to kind of move this over to the show is what I want to do. Just going to clean this up a little bit. Okay, so we're going to add the front one, add the back frame. On the callback, we're going to say if the frame index is greater than message box dot text begin frame index, and I think I want something here. This dot showing text equals false. And then I want to say I think I want that. So we're not showing the text yet. I want to change this from showing text to showing text yet. This one hiding text yet. All right, if we're not showing text yet and this, then we're going to start showing the text. How you doing? Good? I'm doing good too. It's one of my kids. What's my problem here? What is this? Add the callback. Declaration or statement expected. I think I'm missing a closing one of those. There we go. Okay, I don't need that. All right, so now we're showing the text. We need to create that. We need a text effect in here. And I think the way we're going to manage this is the same way we've done this before. We created something called animations, of type animations, as I recall. Like that. In our load resources, we'll create a new instance of it. Then in our draw, I don't have a draw in animations. What do I have? A render? I got a render. Okay. The text is going to go right there. So that's going to be where our text is drawn. I've got update positions, render. I've got creation. Need to add the animation here. So we need to add text. What's that going to look like? Use a center position. Let's see what's going on with other people calling add text. Just creates a new text effect. Is that really what I want to do? I'm feeling it's more a little bit like this. I think I want to call a local one here. I think I want to call something like add question, like this. And I think I want to put this in here. Like that. Maybe we'll just change this to add text. That'll work. I'm going to need on my show a context. And the context is, I think, held on to by the Dragonback game. Is that true? Goes into super with the context. Goes into its super with the context. And then goes to its super. And it goes to the world and passes it in. Okay, not quite where I was thinking we would go. I'm going to need a context at some point because I need to figure out, I'm going to use it to figure out the sizes of all the text that we need to display and what will ultimately need to be the font size. All right, I think I want to focus on this and just see if we can get the text to appear. So I'm going to hard code the position of this. I'm going to put it at the center of the screen. Is what I'm going to do. This is the text, so we're going to say this dot answer map dot question. There's no lifespan on this. We're going to not pass anything in there for lifespan. This target scale is for just changing the scale over time. The fade out time is going to be equal to message box dot text fade out time. This is going to be fade in time. No velocity on this. We need a font. Name. It's going to be Enchanted Land. I just closed down Adobe Premiere, but I actually do need something from it. I need the color of the text. Font size, and I'm going to say it's equal to 48 for now. That's the color I'm looking for right there. And what are you? That's your color right there. Okay. Let's get that. All right, so now we've got the scale, the font color. It's coming in. We have a fade out time, but we don't have a duration on it yet. And if I don't specify a duration, I think it's up forever, is what I think. I think let's just try it and see what works. We'll just, if it doesn't work, or if it does work and it says it forever, we'll just refresh. See what happens with that. All right. So now I'm going back in the Stream Deck, and I'm going into answers. Let me refresh, and then let's click on the Ask Question. We're up in the D&D app, so we're looking for which one is what we're expecting the text to show up below. Running, and did we see anything at all? Okay, nothing on the mainstream. Let's go look over here. Refresh, see what happens. Let me ask the question here. I'm going to disable my breakpoints. What happened? Unexpected token. Oh, it doesn't like it. It's ignored ask. But it's the other stuff should have worked, I think. I think it feels like it should work. Let's try again. Refresh it. I hit the button. We're not at a breakpoint, right? Yeah, we're not. That's working. Hit the button again. I'm not seeing anything come over here. I'm totally expecting somebody to see something here. Let's do this. Let's refresh it. So command ask comes down, but the other piece that sends all the data does not come down. Why is that? I thought we fixed it so it was going to do that. Let's go back to setting that. Oh. In new ask question, I need to do this right there after coming out of it. That's going to do it right there. Okay. Let's change this to this. Okay, it needs to have the 1 and the 1. Okay, let's try that. Les Matt says off to bed. Catch you another time. Good day, evening, everyone. Oh, come on. This has got to be a list of answers, isn't it? All right, try that. Just again, this is just for like to get something up and running. That's kind of the purpose behind this. See if that works. Okay, now I think we got a shot of something coming across. There we go. I don't see the text. But that worked. Is it coming up again, or is it just a one-time deal? Looks like it's a one-time deal. Let me hit the button again. Let's clear the breakpoint here. Okay. And then it just dies at the end. We need to make it so it loops, I think. And then we need a way to drop it as well. Okay, clear that, run it. Let's go back over down below. We need one more if it's an OK. And here's where we need to drop it. Let's stick a to-do up here too that says prevent multiple scroll UIs from appearing, because we can have problems if we have several of these coming in. All right, so if it's greater than 0, then I think we're going to do play to end now. What is that? It's just a Boolean. And I'm just checking to make sure it sets play to end expire to true, and it does. There's a way better way to do this right now. This dot play to end now. Oh, I don't want it on the focus indicator anyway. I want it on the scroll back and on the scroll front. And what I want to really do is probably like a for loop on here. Okay, so that's going to get rid of that text. I think I also need to find and delete this text. I think that's going to be like in a we need to go find all these and expire them right now. Oh, I want to rename this too. Oops. That does not want to go there. It's going to go here. Dot. So high. Dot. So we'll say that they expire. All that is going to expire now. So we have to get the OK command. This should do a fair amount of that cleanup. Not all of it, though. We need to go to our... I think I wanted this dot fade out now. And pass in this dot selection indicator. So all the selection indicators, I want to fade them all out as well. And I want to do the same thing with the focus indicator. There should be only one of those, but that's what I want to do. That should be very close. That code should be somewhat close to this structurally. Looks like this. And then we're going to say, I think fade out now is actually a method. And I'm going to fade it out using the same message box dot fade out time. Okay, that'll take care of fading out those indicators if they're on screen. So an OK command should give us that. And then we need a to do here. Send answer back to C# app. Do we feel lucky? Should we try the refreshing on the stream? All right, ask question, text. I still don't see text. But also this is going to disappear at the end. I want to change it to a loop. Let's change the loop so it doesn't disappear. There's the disappear. I want to make it a loop so it goes away. Uh-oh. Scroll back. Okay, here we go. There it is. Change that to loop. All right, one more time. Refresh. Cache. And it's in a loop. It's not going away. Sweet. Next, hit OK. It's going away. Then 8 seconds, it does not go away. Well, that's not good. Let's refresh it again so we get that out of the way. Let's take a look over here, see if we get any clues as to what's happening. Okay, here comes the UI. Now I'm hitting the OK button. Command data says it's OK. Play to end now. What happens if I do this and I hit OK? Will this thing go away at least? That goes away. Okay, that's a good sign. Oh, this is going to be good. Yeah, I'm liking that. Why won't OK get rid of this guy? So it's the play to end now is failing. I am calling fade out after on it as well. Here, I'm looking at hourglass. Where else am I doing play to end now is true. Only in that one spot. Do I need to jump it out to the... need to get it out of the notice what's happening here is I'm setting the frame index outside of that loop. It's got to have an expiration date. I'm not actually... Maybe that's my problem, is I'm not setting my expiration date. Let's double check that. Yeah, there's no expiration date being set in the setter. I don't set an expiration date here, but I do say fade out after. So that effectively sets the expiration date. I think that's what's going to fix this. Sorry, I just realized, kids, I'm like totally looking at the code while you're looking at a big screen of scroll. How long? I'm going to say maybe 800, 500. I'm going to say 500. Fade out after half a second. Maybe I'll say 0, but I'll give you 500 milliseconds. Maybe 800 milliseconds. Let's do that. All right, let's see if that fixes it at all. Okay, clicking OK. All right. That seems to work. Getting it to look a little bit better. Why isn't the text showing up? Let's figure that out. Let's come over here. Look at this, we got a couple. That's kind of cool effect. All right. Clicking OK. So we do, there is a showing text now. I see that. Let's clear this again one more time, see when that shows up. Showing text now. So that's definitely, we're seeing that. It is not drawing that text. Why is it not drawing the text? Oh, I don't have this call. This would be certainly interesting. That's the only thing I have. It should totally work. Is my lifespan the problem? I did it again, guys. Sorry. Lifespan. The scroll looks nice. Is there some kind of render text you need to apply? No, I don't think that's the problem. I was just going to see if there's expiration date is null. It should totally work. Everything should totally work, and it's not working. So I need to double check. I think a code review is going to solve this. Is what I think. Update positions. I did need to add this. Remove expired animations. Change that to now milliseconds. Updating positions. Yeah, we're calling render on this. Wait, is this correct? Yes. And after we draw the back. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Let's do this too. I'm just going to copy this code as it is and put it back over here. See what we get with that. Yeah, I see no text on screen. Okay. Let's double check what's happening on in the other file with our animations. Although it's interesting, we're not calling update positions here, and I'm wondering if that's the key. If there's a gravity that's kind of built in that I'm not aware of or not thinking about that is changing things when we call update positions. Like here. I'm wondering if I remove that. Should that really impact it? It really shouldn't, it seems. But let's see what happens. Refresh cache. Text should be appearing by now, and I don't see it. That wasn't it. I can put this at the end. I don't think that's going to make a difference. Just do that as a quick test run. We should see text by now. We do not. Let's send some data. Let's just throw out 2 console logs just to verify kind of a sanity check here. Adding question. Adding test text. And yep, those are coming out right there. Adding question, adding test text. So that definitely happened. I'm using an add text here, here, and here. This is when we change the genre on the boombox. Dice layer uses them as well. What's going on with the dice layer animations here? We call add text all over the place in here. I'm wondering, is opacity 0? That doesn't make sense. It should default to 1. Add text. Are we setting opacity in here? New text effect. Nope, opacity is set to 1. That should be fine. Now, all of these defaults look good. I get this nagging feeling that it's something stupid, like something simple that I'm just overlooking. Sure. I think that's a good suggestion. Kind of. I can do this. Let's do this. Let's create the scroll back and we'll make it real. You think it might be behind it, I think is what you're suggesting. So let's do this. Let's create a constant of type sprite, proxy, set it equal to that. Then we're going to set its opacity. Set that equal to 0. Maybe 2. Because we still need that frame callback so that we can know when it's time to show the text. Let's try that. Yeah, I do not see any text on screen. Okay, well, keep going after this. So we know these are both called. Let's see what's going on here. Update positions, removed expired animations. Here we create it slightly differently. And we just push inside of it is what we do instead of calling add text. I'm going to try this. I'm going to just throw out a console log here. Just throw that out there. We should see a whole bunch of those come up. Let's do this. Let's create a local variable of type x. X of type number. Set that equal to the math we're doing in here. That becomes x. We do the same thing with y. That's y now. Okay. Let's see if we get any closer to some interesting information here. Okay, refresh, present. It's drawing them. Is that my problem? $5,400? Let's get rid of that and see what's going on. So when I said I had a feeling it's like something really small, is that what it was? Did I really passing? Jeez. Okay. There's that. This. Let's see if that fixes us at all. We're going to need a bigger screen. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I don't think I need this line anymore. Let's see if we're any better shape right there. Yeah, isn't it funny? Like, I'm like, my gut feeling. There we go. Okay. Yeah, Coding Gorilla is finding that really amusing. Yeah, I don't blame you. But it's interesting, right? I'm like, when you start searching and you're not finding it, right? You're like, my intuition was like, okay, there is something small that I'm just not seeing. And that's what it was. Just, we're drawing it off screen. Should have been a little more careful on that. Okay, not bad so far. Next, we need to kind of figure out, like the overall size. Yeah, I know. We're done. It's actually looking really good, right? In terms of the overall spirit of what we're going for, it's pretty close. let's just, you know what, for kicks, let's manually get that which one up at the top and big, because I actually want to see the corners overlap it, is what I want to do. So let's close that down. And let's move that up to the top here. So we want to say, where is it? It's here. Let's try maybe 240 is what we'll do. And we want the size even bigger. Let's make it 68. And see what that does for us. There you go. That's not bad. You got this sense that it's there. There's a little bit of overlap from those upper pieces. Let's make it even bigger. $74. Refresh. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Frank is out there. Kids, every time makes me smile. And I feel young again. I know you're a wizard in the game, but in reality too. That's so funny. I've actually used kids when I talk to people since I was a kid. I used to say it to everybody. Hey kids, here we go. Right? Even the oldies. But now I'm an oldie, and it kind of feels like it's just, well, of course, factually true, Mark, because everybody's a kid relative to you. But anyway, okay, that's not bad. I want to drop the opacity down a bit because I want to see some of the texture from coming in from behind. So, on an opacity, let's make it 0.8 and see what we get. Maybe 7. I don't know if I want to drop it that low, but for the title, it's so big, I think it could work. Let's close it down and bring it up again. Oops, I didn't refresh it. Hold on. Drop that. Refresh. Definitely not that low. Yeah, I think that's about the best we can do. Like, it's like maybe I should let go of my dreams of having that texture show up behind it. Because I want enough contrast. I don't need as much contrast. Let's make it 8.8 like that. See how. There we go. I'll take that. It's 0.9. It's pretty close. You can see a little bit of texture there in it. Yeah, the trick to texture is if I was doing this like in Photoshop, I would grab the actual parchment behind it, increase the contrast so it brings the texture out, so you'd really see it, but still have like just a little bit of opacity. I mean, a little bit of transparency in the text. Okay, that's not bad. So we still need to calculate how many entries. We still have a lot that we have to do. We have to calculate what the size of our entries are, overall what the width is, what the height is. Then we have to adjust the aspect ratio to match it. But still, overall, the sense of what this is going to look like, I think is pretty cool. All right, I'm going to take a break right now. I got to get some other things done for today, and I've got I've got my reading assignments as well, reading and watching assignments that chat room has given me. Thanks so much, chat room kids. I totally appreciate everybody there helping me out.
The chat room is on
Yeah, we did, Screech Rat. We just basically wrote the hello world of this UI is what we did. It's kind of a... Yeah, but there's still some challenges, right? There's a fair amount of challenges down below. There's a big challenge up above I've got to figure out, which is how do I essentially, allow other parts of the app to work while I'm blocking on another individual thread is what I've got to figure out. So that's what I got to do. Yeah, until next time, let's get you guys a raid. Let's send you to Triple B. And yeah, until next time, we'll see you tomorrow, kids. Have a good day, evening, wherever you are. We'll talk to you later.